Coffee. Oh, shit, I'm recording already, aren't I? Hey guys, well done, you found the champ dog. So we are going to be jumping back into the arena today. It's an arena video. But yeah, drinking some coffee. I actually got desperate today and I'm drinking instant coffee. And look, honestly, it's not that bad. I mean, it's not great. Like, I don't expect it to taste like a, delicious cup of filter that I made myself or got at a cafe. But for what it is, it's pretty good. Kind of maple syrupy. Maple syrup, roast nuts. Finishes a little, like, dusty and bitter. I'll give it that. But, yeah, it's a perfectly drinkable, accessible cup of coffee. I guess that's why my mum does it. Anyway, so we are going to jump into the arena today, guys. Just, wanted to get started with a bit of coffee. Hope you're all doing well. Let's jump on in. So we're playing some Grixis today, guys. So if you've been watching a lot of MTGA content, like if you've been watching streams or watching YouTubes, you've probably seen this list. So Crokeyz played a Grixis Dragons list, and then a couple of days later, CGB played a very, very slightly modified version, and this is a slightly modified version of his list, basically because I don't have Imrith and Ebondeath, and I didn't want to craft them just yet. But yeah, the original versions of the list have one less Galazeth Prismari, and they don't have Valky, and they play an Ebondeath Dracolich and an Imrith Desert Doom. Basic idea of the pile is it's sort of a control-y mid-range, and you're just relying on your top end being a lot more powerful than what your opponents are doing. Very limited amount of counterspells. We've just got the two Sorrent Cummings because counterspells aren't very good in this format. It's a very play to the board format. Things like mono green and mono white hit very hard, play very fast, so having a counterspell against them is pretty awkward. They've also got one negate. There are things in those decks you want to counter, like Ranger class, for example, but because of Ranger class, it's really easy for them to play around counterspells as well. Like if they get that down on turn 2, then they don't need to tap out to play a spell on turn 3 to still add to their board. They can just attack with the token and put a counter on it after leveling up. So counterspells are really awkward, but you kind of need to have them for the Dimir control and the Izzet matchups, unfortunately, but that's why I've got very minimal. Hunt for specimens. Now, I commented on this in drafting Strixhaven. Hunt for specimens is surprisingly good in a slightly slower powered and more playing to the board format. This card is way better than it looks. It creates you a little blocker that gains you some life, and that can be huge. This can effectively gain you like 4, sometimes 5 life, depending on the size of the things your creature's attacking with, by blocking and soaking up 4 damage and then gaining you a life when it dies. And it gets you into your lone board. Obviously hasn't been good enough to make the cut in a standard format that has Eldraine in it, but it's a surprisingly potent card. It helps smooth out your draws with environmental sciences. It can help you grab a win con in Mascot Exhibition. You can grab a Containment Breach to deal with a nasty enchantment, which there are a few of. Bring back your Mordenkainen. It's just it's a really good card, and it really helps us out in the early game when we don't have a lot to do. Like, this deck seems quite dirtly, but Hunt for Specimens helps us bridge that early into mid-game a lot better than a deck like this would otherwise be able to. Otherwise, we're just running a lot of removal. 4 Dragon's Fire can be good. I wish I had a 5 power thing to make it better. I'll touch on that a little bit more in the outro. Expressive Iteration is just, this card's busted. Couple of Soul Shatters. Soul Shatters really good in this format for dealing with Goldspan Dragon and Imrith, and even sometimes a Hall of Storm Giants, like things with ward and things that you don't want to target, but you don't want too many of them. Having 4 can be really clunky. Having 1 at the right time is really good. So yeah, there's 2 of those. And yeah, other than that, Goldspan Dragon, because it's great. Shadow's Verdict, because it's great at the moment as well. It's good against white decks. It's good against the green decks. A lot of decks are playing, even the less creature-based decks and the more mid-rangey decks are playing Mascot Exhibition and tokens. So it's often not a great card, but it's very rarely a completely dead card in a given matchup. Even if it's just clearing up Mascot Exhibition tokens. Goldspan Dragons, probably the best creature, if not the best card in Standard 2022. Modern Canaan is fun, but I think, you know, this could also be an Imrith. This could be something else. But having a Planeswalker just gives you that different angle of attack, and those dog tokens can get really nasty. Aran's Epiphany, best top end in the format. Helps you win when you're ahead, helps bail you out when you're behind. You know, what doesn't it do? And Magma Opus, I mean, it's Magma Opus. Modern Canaan could be another Magma Opus, if you're so inclined. I think I am, actually. I might actually try that. But yeah, that's the deck. Go check out Crokey's stream or his YouTube to learn a bit more about it. And CGB's YouTube, learn a bit more about it there. And as for us hanging out here on this channel, we're going to jump into some games. Okay, this hand does not fill me with joy, but I guess this makes it playable. So these in the expressive iteration. So next turn we probably Dragon's Fire something. Turn 3 we iterate. All of our expensive spells, none of our lands. Makes perfect sense. We might negate something here, but we're probably just Dragon's Firing. Yeah, that's an easy negate. I don't think negate is going to get any better in this match. We need black to cast Hunt for Specimens, so we need double red for the dragon. Land is a little awkward at the moment. Yep, makes sense. Just gonna lose to our mana base here. I haven't actually really had this problem, so I've played a few games with this and I haven't really got stuck on lands before. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be very costly here. Gain 4 life, I don't think it's going to do much more for us than that. So we really need to draw another land to hit this Shadow's Verdict. Should have killed the Spellbinder. Would have minimized more damage. Been really run down and a bit low on energy. Okay, this is just getting like upsetting. There are enough lands in this deck that this should not be happening. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. No, we don't have to care about that, fortunately. Mm-hmm. Seriously, the hell are all our lands? And at least we got to do a lot that turn. Ugh. Ah, that was a bit of an oops. I forgot this was a 4-drop. I should have Morden Canoned. Bit of an oops. Little bit of an oops. It's too good of a mana sink for them. Might as well play the one they know about. It's also more expensive. And I can't do anything with the extra mana. Sure. Looks like our opponent's flooded out a little bit, which is good for us. And now we just start chaining epiphanies. Yep. Cool. So we got there. That was a frustrating game, but we got there. And the rank up. Nice. This hand is obviously unkeepable. This hand makes me angry, because these sorts of situations really shouldn't happen. Lead on this. At least we can foretell this next turn and hope that we draw into a black or a red. Twitchy boy. So we play the red there so we can foretell this turn, and then next turn we can play this. I think it has to be Soul Shatter here. Nothing but islands. I mean, I want this, but I won't be able to play it, so I think this goes into our hand. Library. Play this turn. At least this way we have double red for a dragon. And we're not under a lot of pressure at the moment. So we have enough mana to cast our dragon in a couple turns. A little more threatening. But we do have the Dragon's Fire to answer it. I'm actually just going to kill it now. Just to avoid any shenanigans with, those return to the battlefield effects. I can't remember the name of the card, but I know there is one. So they're probably holding up removal for our dragon. Okay, Lantern. Maybe they're not holding up removal for the dragon. So yeah, we're playing Is It Dragons this game. This game is It Dragons? Yep, you can activate your Lantern. You may activate your Lantern. Sure. I can still take a few turns with the Epiphanies. Always be iterating. Hand. Okay. May I has combat, please? Thank you. Kill off this dog. Probably going to have to start sacking ravens to the lantern soon. Maybe not. Cool. I don't know what happened there. That game was definitely not over, but we take it. Okay, so we've got all of our mana and like all of our colors. I got a couple of things to do on turn 2. We've got some mid-game plays. I think this is about as good as a hand is gonna get. Cool. I wonder what they take. Galazeth, sure. Unfortunately means my lands are going to come in tapped, so I should have played the Saw It Coming. Always realizing these things a couple turns too late. Cool. Discard, huh? Play this now, I'll get rid of the bigger one. It does mean they can play something bigger from their hand, which is unfortunate, but you know, what do we do? One more land, I can play this dragon, assuming it doesn't get discarded. Grows when things die. Drana. Not very helpful. Looks like I should have just played the Epiphany. But I still can. So this doesn't get bigger, the other thing gets bigger. I haven't played against this card or with this card since the one time I drafted it. We're obviously going to Shadow's Verdict here. Ah, yeah, they remembered we have that 3 damage. And Verdict means they have nothing to bring back with Drana. And we do have a negate held up. Okay, they scoop. Nice. Don't have any black mana. I don't have anything to do then until turn 5, so I don't think I can keep this, unfortunately. This is better. Mono green. This could be difficult. Although not if they just keep having turns like that. Yep. Hoping they don't have a ranger class, at least this turn. I think we can do better than prevent 2 damage. Okay, there's the pack leader, wonderful. And another swarm shambler. So I need to do this pre-combat so they don't draw a card. I'm glad I thought about that because I wasn't gonna. I wanted to hold up negate in case they had a ranger class, but... Swarm Shambler Tribal. This way, if we draw into a Shadow's Verdict, we can cast it. And our next turn, we can cast the dragon anyway. Because we've got the Dragon Queen or the Smashing. Opponent hasn't drawn too well, have they? Gain 4 life. Seems good. Hopefully they try for a fight spell here and we can negate it. Do they have another one? No attacks. That's quite interesting. Okay, I'd like to draw some Epiphanies or an Opus or something now, please. That would be nice. Ah, Toski. What a beating. I guess they get to draw a card. Oh my god, can we, like, seriously draw something? Alright, I think we just need to be as aggressive as we can. Oh, should have played a land. That's a mistake. Oh, I miscounted. I forgot about the Faceless Haven. I just die here. Yeah. Oopsie. That was stupid of me. As I said, I'm not quite in it today. I'm aware that my energy's also a little low. But we're doing our best. We're doing our best. My god, literally just took 23 minutes for a single best of one match. Because our opponent just took so long on every decision. Ugh. Okay. This hand's not great, but we'll keep it. Play this on black, so we've got Hunt. Hello, hello. Early Cleric class. Lol, Impassioned Orator. So I need to get the swamp so I can Blood Chief's Thirst. I wanted to get a mountain there, but it is not to be. It's fine, we can use the 2 temples for wagons. For red, is what I meant to say. That 4 toughness is a little hard to get through. A little bit tough. Sure. Seems a little unfair, but sure. Actually just going to chill here. I'd like to try and snag a few more things with our verdict. And should have foretold this, saw it coming. Gnarled colony. Sure. Why not? See, now if I'd foretold last turn, I'd be able to do this with this backup. I would have been able to do that this turn anyway because of the treasure. Okay, so the lesson here is I'm an idiot. But that's fine, we'll just do it next turn. Sure. Yes, play it out. Play out your entire hand into my sweeper. Wonderful. Wonderful. And they scoop.